Physical and mental health go really hand in hand. Italian coffee is not that sugary thing that Starbucks calls coffee. So looking at their grandparents, their nonni, I ate pizza, I ate pasta, I didn't limit myself at all, and I managed to get slimmer. What stuns me most about Italians is the amount of active elderly people. They're driving cars, they're doing sports, they're enjoying life. Some of them actually are even dating, in their 80s, in their 90s. And I think this way of living is what describes Italians best, what moves them, what makes them be active, and what prompts them to start this active lifestyle from the early years, when they're looking at their grandparents, their nonni, and they see them active. They really want to strive to obtain this way of life even when they are older. And even young Italians, they move a lot. Even if they don't work out, they exercise daily because they walk everywhere, like literally they bike or walk everywhere, especially if they live in a medium-sized city like Bologna. Because, in bigger cities, of course, we might need the car more often, or we might use public transport more often. And in smaller cities, you need a car to drive to the nearby city and stuff like that. But in Bologna, you can actually walk everywhere. You can move around without the need to take the car every single time, which helps a lot in maintaining their physical health and maintaining their form, actually. I'm coming from a huge city, and I've always been used to driving everywhere. However, when I moved to Bologna in my first year here, I was walking everywhere, and I was walking so much that I actually lost 10 kilos in my first year while eating everything. Being in Italy, I ate pizza, I ate pasta, I didn't limit myself at all, and I managed to get slimmer. Gyms are, of course, very popular too. Lots of Italians work out on a regular basis, and actually team sports are very, very popular among adults. I mean, lots of my friends play football in teams, and it's a very common thing among young people, among adults actually, to get together, rent a football field, go play there, and then hit a bar. So I think it's all about balance, Italians love team sports. They love spending time with their families, with their friends. They love spending time with other people, and hiking culture is huge here, and I think it is very popular because of their love of spending time together. There are lots of Facebook groups made and created in order to help people find their hiking groups. If you're a single person, or if you don't have friends or family who like hiking, but you want to do a hike, it's fine if you put a post in a Facebook group asking for people to join you, and it'll be totally fine for them to do that. So, hiking is also very accessible because you have the hills, you have the mountains, you have lots of options where to go hiking, which is really cool. And today, by the way, we are going on a hike near the city. We aren't going anywhere far, and we are going to Geremo Di Ranzano, which is a sanctuary with actually a very interesting history. I'm gonna tell you about it later. What else do Italians do to live a long, happy, healthy life? I think healthy eating is, of course, the key for their longevity, because Mediterranean diet is among the healthiest in the whole world, and basically, products here are of a really high quality. They are free from GMO and other stuff, and I just think it's really the key. And we're not even talking about red wine, because red wine is known as actually a healthy addition to your meal. Italians drink moderately, they don't drink too much, but a glass of red wine with your dinner. You know, scientists say it helps you with fighting cholesterol levels. I don't think it's a bad thing, actually. I think it's a rather healthy habit. Another thing is coffee. And now I know you may tell me, but coffee is actually not so good for your health, which is not exactly true, because Italian coffee is not that sugary thing that Starbucks calls coffee. So, you know, Italian coffee is natural. Italians don't put so much sugar in it. Some don't put sugar at all. And they drink it moderately, once again. And coffee is known for its health benefits as well. Another thing that, in my opinion, helps Italians to stay healthy is the fact that they are actually in tune with their emotions. They don't hide them. They are not afraid to show them. If they want to laugh, they laugh. If they want to cry, they'll cry. I've talked about their sincerity before, and I think it actually helps them, because, you know, when you don't boil it all up inside, and when you don't dwell on negative feelings, when you let them out, and when you let your positive feelings out, if you want to hug someone, you hug someone. And it actually is a very healthy habit. It's a very healthy thing to our mental health, but it also helps our physical health, because they are very connected, actually. One thing that really makes me curious, and one thing that is a secret for me, honestly, is how do Italians manage to be so energetic when they get so little sleep. You know, I know people who sleep like 5-6 hours during the night, and they have more energy than I do, even when I sleep like 8 hours during the night. It's a mystery for me, honestly. I have no idea. If you have any idea, tell me in the comments, because literally, I don't know how do they manage to do that. If you're Italian and if you're watching this and you know the answer to that, just please let me know in the comments, because I'm really, really curious. My own algorithm to stay healthy, I think that I've managed to get, you know, the most essential things I need to feel myself well, to feel myself healthy, because I think this is the best definition of health. When you yourself feel yourself as a healthy, happy person, physically, mentally, from inside and from outside. So my own algorithm is probably exercising, even if it's just walking. I try to work out quite regularly. I try to work out at home. I'm not a huge fan of gyms. I don't know why. I just prefer to work out at home in my own rhythm, in my own times. I don't manage to be there on time or to be there regularly, so it's not really worth my money, you know. I prefer working out at home. And also walking everywhere is a huge thing, because, you know, it's the best workout. You get wherever you need, and you work out at the same time. And also fresh air is the second thing I need for my both actually physical and mental health, because, you know, spending time in the fresh air, spending time in the nature, going hiking, doing stuff in the nature, it really helps me to unwind and to relax and to stay more in tune with myself and my emotions, but also to get fit. So fresh air is a huge thing for me. The first thing I do in the morning is opening the windows everywhere in my apartment, and I really try to spend as much time outside as I can, which is not always possible, especially living in the city, but I really try to do it. And if you haven't heard about 1,000 hours outside, I'm telling you about it. It's actually a cute challenge, more a philosophy than a challenge, that prompts you to spend 1,000 hours outside in the whole year. It's definitely not an advertising. I'm just a huge fan of this program. It's not a paid program or something like that. It's just, you know, an opportunity. People are sharing their experience. They are trying to encourage you to spend as much time outside. I really think it's a very fun way to keep track of how much time do you spend in the nature, how much time do you spend outside, and it may encourage you. So if you're curious, go check it out. I'll leave the Instagram link in my description box. And go check out my Instagram, by the way, which will be here. I'm putting there lots of expat tips and travel tips, and also tips on staying in the nature and spending time in the fresh air. Another important thing for me is a physical self-care, which is equally important as mental self-care. Finding time to spend with myself, finding time to pamper myself, finding time to do a face mask or hair mask, and stuff like that. And also, I try to use natural products as much as possible. For example, I've recently become a fan of coconut oil as a substitute for body lotions, because commercial body lotions have lots of chemicals in them and bad stuff, and opting for a natural oil is definitely a huge change for me, a very important change. And if you haven't tried it yet, I really invite you to do so, because the difference is really enormous, and you actually feel it. And in general, I actually like natural body care. I prefer doing a natural hair mask or a face mask instead of buying a commercial one. So when possible, I try to stay away from all the chemicals and nasty stuff in them. We are now approaching Geremo Di Ranzano, of which I talked about. It's a sanctuary, it's a small church built in the medieval times by a woman who decided to leave her life in the city and to spend her time closer to God in prayer, and she established this place. During the Napoleonic times, this church was closed, and even the balls were held here, which is insane if you think about it. And then it was reopened, it was repurposed back into church, and now it serves as a normal church in Bologna, which I'm really happy about it, because this place is so serene, and it gives you a feeling of tranquility and, just being emotionally happy and emotionally very calm. It's really special place. As for me, I really find some tranquility here, which is the reason why I like it so much, why I like coming here, hiking up here, and just spending some time with myself, like that. Mental health, of course, is equally important. And for me, spending time with the olive grove sounds like a perfect mental health exercise. I'm joking, of course, I'm not getting to spend time with the olive grove every day, but journaling before going to sleep, and some prayer or meditation to get in tune with yourself, to reflect on your day, on your emotions, on your needs and wants, and even manifesting what you really want in your life, I think is a good option for you if you're seeking some mental clarity, which for me is very important. I think physical and mental health go really hand in hand, and spending time outside actually helps a lot with mental health. So spending time outside, meditating, praying if you're a believer, or you know your things, journaling, spending time with your loved ones is a secret of Italian health and happiness. I think they like spending time with friends and family, which is very, very important.